Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to SkySaga. We just completed our run through the New Plains Palace, and I got back here and I cleaned some things up a little bit. I dropped some things off into some chests, but I wanted to show you a couple things and fill you in on some events that occurred. So basically, back in the New Plains Palace, we killed the boss. The other player that was there, I think, kind of scooped up the stuff that was there, and I ended up hanging out after the fact. I went and mined out some ores, did some things. The boss respawned. I went back in, killed him by myself so that I could get the couple drops that he has there. And in that case, that's these two things. He also dropped some money and stuff, but he dropped a Dark Heart. I'll get to what that's good for in a minute. But he also dropped this Medium Guardian's armor. You can see it's actually, well, maybe you wouldn't notice, but this is, I think it's a little bit more grayed out than it normally would be. And that's because I already have this. I've already learned it. I've already, in fact, made the armor. It's what I was wearing before this. So that was that. Now sometimes these guys will drop a mark of, it'll be the mark of the desert or a mark of the mountain, things like that. These are basically good for turning in for quests. Sometimes the quest will say turn in a mark of the mountain, or they can actually be broken down. So if I go over here, I might even actually be able to do this out of my rucksack, but I don't know. We'll right click this guy and you can see we can dismantle this thing. We have a 100% chance to get this Abyssium ore. So if we're kind of going through killing bosses and everything, gathering these up, we could actually break these down and get some cool dark ore. I've never done anything with this. I don't even have any of this, but I'm not really going to break this down right now. We're going to hang on to that. Now the other thing that I received, as I mentioned before, was the heart. And if we run over here to our forge, or Keystone Forge, you can see that we have the light one, takes 5, the medium, see how this rearranged again? Now dark is in the middle. The medium is 9, and the dark is 12 plus 3 dark hearts. So I had brought this up before, this is one of those hearts. So we would need 3 of those in order to go into a dark keystone zone, which would probably be maybe not too much for us, but it might be pretty slow without going with some friends. So anyway, I did end up getting that stuff and defeating the boss and everything before I came back here. So that's all set. Now today we're going to change things up just a little bit. I want to rearrange some things. I showed you before I went upstairs and there's kind of a flattened out area up top, kind of above this. And I wanted to move everything up there. So I think that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to kind of rearrange some things. I need to make some more forges. I need to make another anvil or 2, because sometimes we'll keep a few things in here and that's going to take a while, and I still have other things to make. So it'd be good to have more than one of these. A lot of people have, 4 or 5 of forges, a number of anvils, all that stuff. I'm still just sitting here with 1. Now, one of the funny things right now is that we can actually open this chest, and you'll see on the right side we've got 5x5 slots, so 25 items we can hold in it. Right now, when you make a double kind of chest, this wide chest, same number of slots here. So anyway, something to note. We won't be making any more of those right now, but I'm sure at some point in the future those will get updated, and they will have more capacity. Another thing to note, because we're going to be making some things like chests and forges and things like that, anvil, let me break out the torch here. You can see that we have white chests and a brown chest. Now, that's one of the great things about this game is that, the armor you make, the workbenches you make, based on the materials you use, they'll say, like, it'll need 10 wood, but there's different kinds of wood and different colors of wood, and they'll all work. So when you put those in, that will adjust the look of these. So that's why I have different colors here. I use some white wood and I use some brown for this one. Haphazardly, I didn't know at the time. I was just making it. But anyway, so we may take that into consideration. I may use some different materials to make different color chests so I can kind of separate things visually. At a glance, I can say, oh, that's in the gold chest, or that's in the red chest. Things like that. But this is pretty much what we're going to be bringing up there. The forged anvil, we got the workbench here. We can bring the Keystone Forge, chests. We can even bring the airship so that we can spawn at the new location up top. So this is all stuff that's going to move. Now this guy we actually cannot move. He is locked in place. So we will keep this basement essentially to come down in here. But based on the layout that's up top and the flat area that I've made, I was kind of looking at it and I think we can just take this opening, which I mined out some ores here in the beginning, and I can just make some stairs that angle straight up from here, and I think they would pop out at like a decent spot up top. That way we can just kind of jump down here and use this guy. And then we can do other things with this space, or we can tear the whole island down and make some other kind of thing. One of the things I would really like to do, if I can find the time, I'd love to make an airship, and I know I'm not the first one to even think of this, or even, I'm sure there's people that have done it already, but the idea of making this be kind of one big airship and that be my place to come back to, I think that is kind of cool. I like that idea. But anyway, that's way down the road. For now, what we want to do is pick up all this stuff, move it up top. But one of our first issues is that these chests, that's not the right button. Got that boat too close there. The airship is too close. These chests are pretty full. This one not so much, but these other guys are all full. And we can't move them until they're emptied. So one of the things we're going to have to do right off the bat is make chests and put them up top and then start transferring items. So if we come in here to the workbench, we can actually hit the gear and see that we have the two different kinds of chests here. We are not going to be making the big one, no point to. There was a quest to do that, so we've already done that and turned it in. But for now we want to make these standard chests. We're probably going to make a bunch of these. 8 wood planks. Let's go find some wood. Now we need planks, and these are rods, so these are not going to work. I think I've got... Okay, here you go. So we've got the bleach wood, that's the white. And is that all we have? Are my eyes going to skim over it? No, we have the rod. That's fine. Let's take a peek in here. I don't think I put any in that one. This was really my leftover chest, so we've got some more of the standard. So this looks like our options right now are these two. But I think... Let's go... Whoops. Why am I looking in the metals chest again? The white, the brown. Yeah, I guess we didn't have another kind. These can be turned into the planks, but we already have plenty of those. Excuse me. So I thought I was going to be all grand and make these really great different colored chests, but apparently it's going to be white and brown for now. Let's take another peek in here. Okay, so it is the only component, so we really can't, you know, tweak that a bit. If we had, for example, if we were making these guys, we could throw in some different metals and get some really cool colors, but I don't want to expend all this material just to switch up colors. So let's see. We want to make at least 5 chests. So let's go ahead. We know we're going to make at least 3. We're going to go ahead and put the brown in. We'll go ahead and click this a few times. So that's going to start making these 3 chests. Let's see. What else? Now this is the point where we could actually make another workbench right now to get this going. You know, these are coming out pretty quick though. If we end up making some other things with the forge and everything, it looks like it's going to take a while because I don't remember how long those take. We may actually make, for example, another workbench or whatever so we can queue up more than 3 things at a time. But we've got the 3 there. That means we have 4 total brown ones. Right now we've got 4 white. Let's go ahead and we'll make 3 more white chests. So that's going to give us 6, 3 and 3. I think we'll just kind of roll with that for now. And let's go ahead and start moving things up. So we can just walk up and hold E on these guys. We're going to pick these up. Scoop you up. Scoop all the stuff up again. We can move the mailbox, which is pretty sweet. And we've got the chests now. At least I think we did. Do we have all 3? Yeah. Grab this guy. I did make a bookcase just for fun because I happened to find a recipe at one point. And we will pick up this guy as well. I'm actually kind of curious, where do you respawn if you don't have your airship placed? Maybe just down in here somewhere. So anyway, we're going to run up top, like I said, and we're going to kind of drop this stuff down. Now, I've been thinking about this a little bit. I'm not going to run into this too blindly. I think what I want to do is I want to put the workbenches and forge and stuff kind of along this wall. And in one video I was watching, I can't remember whose video it was, actually stacked them in a kind of a cool way. Let's bring up our inventory here. And we will do this with one and see what it looks like. Basically, you took a workbench and then put the anvil on top of it. So oddly enough, that works. Can I put these side by side? No, they're too big. Let's see. We have the anvil. I'm totally getting mixed up now. There's the workbench. We'll just kind of stick this over here. Okay, so let's see. Workbench, and then the anvil, and then we'd have the forge. So I think we're going to go forges over here. Probably 2 of them with 1 on each of those, so we'll probably go with 4. And then these guys will... Actually, you know what? We should put the forge down. Let me do that, because I'm going to start from the left. Let's go ahead and put that in here. We'll fix all our items up later. Okay, so this takes up quite a bit of space. I think we'll put this all the way against the wall, which means the next one's going to go here. I'm just going to go ahead and place this guy here. That leaves enough room for the other one next to it. And then again, we'll do 1 on top of each of these. I think that's how we'll go. And now we know where to put this guy. And the anvil, I saw somebody do right on top. Let's see. There we go. It's kind of behind it, but I'm actually okay with that. He had it directly on top. He probably did it from the side or something. I'm not really sure. Or he had it flat against the wall in the back. But I actually like that. That's kind of cool. And now I'm kind of wondering. I don't have any of that. I think what I'll do is I'll bring the blocks along back here, so it kind of makes sense from a physics standpoint. Like they're kind of resting on that back there. Yeah, I think that's going to work out though. So we'll have 4 forges, a couple workbenches, a couple anvils. I think that'll work out. And then what I'll do is I'm thinking about coming out from the side here with a few chests, and that will be materials that can, you know, they're ready to be crafted into things. And then on the other side, I think we'll do chests out here that have kind of metals and things like that that are ready to go. I'm still not entirely sure how we're going to roll with that, but anyway, I think what we need to do next is start making some more of these tools. Okay, I've rearranged a couple things, or rather placed some things. Mailbox, airship, bookcase. These are temporary placements right here. I just kind of stuck these here to get them out of my inventory. The airship will probably stay where it is, and I've got the keystone forge over on this side. So we're now ready to make the other benches here that we need. If I go into my inventory, you'll see I've grabbed a bunch of metals, all kinds of things that we're going to need, and got rid of everything I was carrying that I didn't need, my swords and things like that. Did miss this guy though. Oh well. Now in gathering some of the materials that we're going to need, I actually ran into this kingwood plank, which is purple. So I could have made a purple chest or two. We will probably do that because I do want to see what that looks like. But let's jump into our inventory really quick. Here's the things we're going to be making. We select the forge, and you can see that it is lit up with things we can use. Now it needs 10. So we could do 4 if I want to keep them all the same and maybe get rid of this one. We could do 4 in this kind of color. I could, I have enough to do 1 of each color. We get really crazy with it. Or I could do some mixing and matching. I could do 2 pairs or something. Kind of thinking, now here's the cool thing. Let me just right click this in there and then right click this guy. So you can see what it looks like right here. So we've got purple, this is kind of the brown. We have this very bright blue, almost teal. We've got kind of a standard blue. We have a lot of this material, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to queue up some of these guys. Get that going. If I can, let's see. Is he busy now? What's going on here? Guess he's making it in the rucksack. That's what it is. I expected the bar above the workbench, but I forgot we were working out of the rucksack. So he took his time. He made one of those guys. So we now have this guy here in the inventory. And let's see, that's going to be 1. We can just go ahead and place this one next to the other one here, just to... There you go. So there's the look there. Now I could do a brown and a blue and like alternate them on top, do the blue on top of the brown. I don't know if this is the same brown as what I currently have in there. But let's go ahead and look at something else. Let's check out the workbench at this point. Looks like we're short something. Did I not grab any of those metal rods? Wait, I did... What are you telling me I'm missing? Wood plank. I've got everything here. Let's go ahead and start dropping stuff in. I'm not sure why it's... Wait a second. No. Huh. I'm not sure why it's grayed out. Let's go ahead and start putting stuff in, then we'll find out. And the metal rod. Yeah, so we can make one. I'm not really sure why it's grayed out right now, but look at that. Whoa, what a hodgepodge of just randomness. What the heck? Okay, so that might be a little too crazy. Let's see what it looks like if we try to match things up, right? Although we do have the purple wood. We don't have purple metal for that, or the purple rod. I don't think we have basically enough to kind of match everything up just right. Yeah, we don't. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and go blue with the blue and the standard wood plank. So, and that actually kind of matches with the forge that we just did. It's not crazy, but it is a thing. Now, here's the weird thing. Why can't we make this? Okay, we're missing something. Something's going on here. Oh, we can't use the frost steel rod. We have to use metal rod, it says. So that's actually it's weird because it lights this up as if we can, but it looks like it means kind of the sky iron, essentially. So we're gonna have to make some of that, some standard metal rods, which I oddly enough don't have. So let's jump into here. We've got this guy, metal rod. We just need metal ore, and we're gonna use the sky iron. Let's just go ahead and queue up a couple of those. Auto work, and I'm going to back off of this. It's weird that the meter's not running on that. I actually walked away from it before. Okay, so it's like it took it a second. I don't know if we're kind of lagging right now, and that's kind of what's going on. It's telling us that we've got one there. Let's jump in here real quick. Yeah, it didn't appear in here, so we're still going, just like the meter says there. Cool. So we only have the standard number of these guys here. Now we could take some of this metal and make rods. There's really not enough of this. I don't want to burn through that really as is right now, the frost steel. So let's just hang on to that. I think we're just going to have to go basic with this. We're just going to go ahead and roll with the wood, the standard metal, and any bolt, right? We'll go blue. Actually, let's see what the bolt changes. So it changes it on the side there. You can see those three. That's kind of cool. We could go gold there, but I think we'll stick with the blue. Crank this guy out. Okay, let's see. We didn't make the one before, we couldn't, so we've only got the one going right now. We'll go ahead and drop that next to the other one, and then we'll look at what it's going to take to put an anvil together. Okay. Did I just drop that? I didn't drop it, but I certainly didn't place it in here. Throw this guy down. Cool, and then we need to make an anvil. So let's see, we're going to bring this back up, anvil. So this is where the metal weights come in. I only have the sky iron weights, that's all we have right now. And then the stone, let's see. So it could be green, any of these colors. Right now what we have is the, let's see. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Let's bring this back up. We got our weight, and I think we're going to just go with this guy with the sky stone. We'll just stick to that right now. We could go more teal than that, but let's get this out. We'll get this stuff placed and see what we're looking at as far as the layout of things. And we don't necessarily need to have 4 forges right now. We don't necessarily have to have more than 2 of the workbench anvil. You know, we can kind of stick where we're at and add to that as we go, as is needed. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick this guy back here. Roll up to the torch. It's kind of weird when you highlight on these, they light up white. A little difficult to see, but there you go. There's what we're looking at right now. So I think what I'm going to do is line up some chests around here, and then maybe start bringing up some of the material upstairs, and we'll see where we're at from there. Okay, there you go. There's a look from up on high down at the setup. You can see we've got the chests around there. I did move the Keystone Forge to the back, and yeah, we've got this pretty well organized. I mostly wanted to handle the chests kind of separately. Didn't want to bore you guys to death with kind of rearranging things, but I do have it now set up, I think, in a pretty cool way. So let me run you through that really quick. We've got this guy, which is all blocks, and obviously we're going to run out of space here pretty quick, but that's what more chests are for. Second chest, we have metals. So we have the base metal, and then some of the things that are crafted from these metals, and kind of line those up by color. Again, we're going to run out of room. There's other materials we don't have yet that I do plan on getting. This guy's got the wood going on. Not a ton of that in there, but there you go. That's there. And if we go to the other side, I did end up making a purple chest just because I wanted to see what that looked like. In here I went with the gems, and these are kind of decorative. There's also some dust in here and everything. Pretty straightforward. Next one we have leathers. We've got the pelts, the leather, and some belts made here. And then over here we get into the fabric, kind of the cloth. I actually have cotton and a fleece here. Otherwise we have dyes and other fabrics. And off on this guy we have materials that I want to break down. Now I may or may not break down this Mark of the Mountain, I'm not sure, but these will all get broken down for their materials. I'm just a little lazy right now, so I will get to those at some point. Now here where we have the Keystone Oven, the forge here, we can actually open this up, and this is where I've put all of the elements needed to kind of craft keystones and everything, and I threw the heart in there because that's what's used to get to the harder places. So I figured this made sense being right there. Everything else I pretty much left the same, but let me run you downstairs really quick because I did put 2 chests down here, down by the portal, because I thought this was a nice little reminder before you go anywhere. And I used the big chest since we already had it. In this one I threw food, which I gotta throw those in there. So we've got this food here, and then in the smaller one we actually have torches and arrows. And I'll probably do something like this, kind of separate these guys out. Let's see, something like that. And these do give off the different light as well. I have some of these kind of purple guys, I think, in the hallway up there. It looks pretty cool. So anyway, this is kind of a reminder, like before I go, oh yeah, maybe I should grab some food torches, you know, some arrows, things like that. But that's pretty much all that's left here, aside from the torches, which we'll probably just leave here. We've got plenty of those. So I think that's going to just about wrap it for this run. Like I said, I really just wanted to get things organized and moved up here, and I'm feeling much better now. Everything's kind of in one place, much more organized, and we're kind of ready to be bringing in more materials. I do hope you guys stop by for the next episode. We will go off on an adventure somewhere. We'll head over to the social hub, grab up some quests, and kind of go from there. I think I have about 2 to turn in, and we do have some mail here. You know what? Let's just go ahead and check the mail really quick, because we're going to get some rewards here. So we hit Explorer rank 5, and we get to choose a random one. I don't know, this one. Cool, so we got some money, we have an Explorer point, food, arrows, that's fine. Nothing crazy there. And next page, we get a new daily adventure. So this one they just give us this one each day, and this is an unstable green keystone. Rare, and we won't know where that's going to take us until we actually use it. So we're going to go ahead and stick this guy right, since we're trying to remain organized. We're going to put this over here. It's green, kind of in line. But yeah, next time we may go off on some adventure. I've got a couple things here. We have a medium difficulty Cragstone Depths. I've been wanting to do that. We have Tempest Hold we could run into, and then we got this kind of random one here. I think this one also is random. When I say random, I just mean it's not kind of a named one where it's telling you where it's going to send you. So anyway, that's that. We'll probably go over to the social hub, look at the quests that are there, and then kind of determine where we're going to go based on the quests that we've got. But like I said, we are going to wrap it at that. I do want to thank you guys for stopping in and watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more. I definitely appreciate that. Helps me know that you guys are interested, and I will catch you next time.